I'm Michael Chipman, Lagree Senior Master Trainer, and welcome to the Do You Lagree podcast. Each episode, you'll meet the people behind the Lagree method, the studio owners, trainers, founders, and experts who share how they discovered Lagree and the moment they knew they wanted to bring it to their communities. We'll talk about the rewards and challenges of building a business and community around this powerful fitness method and the lessons learned along the way. Now, let's get to today's episode. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Do You Lagree? My name is Michael Chipman. I'm the host of this podcast, and I am very happy to welcome Laura Kosinski, the owner of KYSKO Studios, Geneva, to the podcast. Welcome, Laura.
Hi, Michael.
Hey, it's so nice to see you. I'm in Nice, France. You're in Geneva, right?
Yes, I'm based in Geneva, correct.
Laura was at the top of my list of people to interview for this podcast because Laura, I think I've done 4 trainings at your studios now.
Correct.
One at the studio on the Mini Pro in downtown Geneva, and then 3 at the Micro Studio at Eau Vive. And I've just been so impressed with, number one, with Laura, with the facilities, with the way that she runs her business. She's so professional, so organized, and very committed to the Lagree method and to training people at the highest level. And I've just so appreciated the passion that she brings to her work as a professional studio owner and as a teacher herself. And just wanted to bring her on so that we can learn from what Laura's learned. And now that she is expanding her empire. When I did my first training, I think you had a studio in Geneva and you were opening in Lausanne.
Correct.
And now,
when you came the first time.
Yeah, it was just that. And now you've opened a studio in Saint-Tropez.
Correct.
And Bali, and we'll be opening more studios in Lausanne and on and on and on, etc., etc.
It's just the beginning.
Yes, which is so exciting, and I want to hear all about it. In addition to having twins, am I right? You recently had twins.
Yes, correct. I just gave birth to twins.
You're in America. You're what we call a superwoman. So,
well, if we survive the year, I'll call myself that way.
Okay. Well, it's so nice to have you here. I just wanted to get a little bit of your background. I don't know if you and I have ever really had a chance to talk about how you came to the Lagree method, because I know you teach and you have both Pilates and Lagree studios in
Correct.
Geneva and Lausanne. And so I just wanted to get a little bit of your background, how you came into fitness and fitness teaching, and then how you discovered Lagree.
Sure. So my background is not fitness at first. I started in multinational, working for corporate, but I always been doing like Pilates because it was part of my family. My aunt lives in the US and she's a Pilates teacher. So I've always been interested. And at one time in my career, I was interested in getting out of the corporate world. And I started opening a first studio during the pandemic.
A studio
of Pilates.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a bit of a challenge because it was a pandemic. We had to open and close like many other studio, but we managed to survive. Let's put it that way. And through that, I got introduced via a friend to the Megaformer. It was in 2021, I think, 1 year after I opened my Pilates studio. And
Where?
In Geneva. So she had a Megaformer in Geneva, and I did some classes. I loved it. And she wanted to sell her machine to get the Micro, which was just new. And I said, well, it's interesting. I want to explore that machine, get to know it, see if there's some appeal from the client. So we got that Megaformer, and I remember it was next to a Reformer at that time. And people were wondering, what is this thing? Like, it's so big. What is it? So we start trying the Lagree method with people, giving class on private and making them discover to see if there was an interest from the clientele. And that's how it picked up. They really liked it. And I think 6 months after, I made my call to the Lagree head office and say, okay, I need more machine. They really want it. So that's how we got introduced to the Lagree method.
So it's just very organic over time. It just kind of developed that way.
Yes.
And then you got certified and started teaching Lagree as well.
Yeah. So I'm not really teaching much. Most of my team is teaching because I'm owning the business and I'm managing. So it's mostly my team teaching.
But you were teaching before a lot more.
Yeah, I did teach a little bit at the beginning, but I didn't last long on the teaching because we had the business, and I think my team is really good at it. So I think empower the team is what make it really good.
Yeah, they are really good, and I want to talk to you a little bit about your team later. So you discovered Lagree method. What for you? We talk about this a lot. The difference, it's a lot of people. You have it behind you on the wall, or on it is on the wall at the KYSKO Studios. It's not Pilates, it's Lagree. What to you is the significant difference, and how are they complementary to each other? The two methods.
So I may oversimplify it, so please excuse me, Seb, if you're listening to this. But most of the time when my client asks me, I don't know what to do, it's complicated, I don't understand the difference, I say, well, Pilates will make you feel good when you work out and you'll feel like you have energy. And it's more like trying to fix some back pain you have every day. Well, Lagree, you're more looking for toning your body, challenging yourself, and get a real workout. So it's more oriented towards like fitness effort and a more challenger workout. So if you want to feel like I have energy and I want to continue my day because I have back pain, go to Pilates. If you want a real challenge and tone your muscle more, go to Lagree.
So the idea was with your studios that you wanted to give people the option, so present them with options for how to train based on what their goals are for themselves. Because you also have a fitness studio. Lucy trains in the she does traditional musculation, weightlifting training in the basement of the downtown studio.
We do bar yoga also. So what we want to do is mostly work with the body weight. So we don't want to use any extra weight, so not like a fitness type. So that's what Lagree and Pilates are really good, because they're using machine, but most of the time it's your body working a bit against resistance, but it's light resistance versus body lifting, for example. Weightlifting, sorry for my English. So this is what we want to do. What we offer is always with your own body against yourself. You're challenging yourself. You have a machine helping you, which is a reformer or a mega former, but it's always working within your body and with your stability, proprioception, things like that.
So that's one of the things that you responded to when you got into these methods, was the focus on body weight, resistance, and the low impact nature of the workout. Okay.
And I see it very complementary. Like people, I do have clients who only do Pilates, the other will only do Lagree, but we do have a lot of people who likes to do both. Because for me, it's complementary. You have a different workout, and you have different benefit from both methods, and they complementary from my perspective, at least.
And they don't necessarily compete with each other from a business point of view.
No, I think they're incremental to each other. Because as I said, we have clients that will only do reformer, or that will do only Lagree. So if I didn't have Lagree, they would not come. And if I didn't have reformer, they would not come either. And I have those who want to go both. So you're catching them. So you have three type of clientele there.
Fantastic. Yeah, sometimes I describe it to people as, because there are other studios that have both, and that Pilates can actually be very complementary to Lagree, because in Lagree, the goal is actually to destroy the muscle fibers at the molecular level. You're trying to really break them down. It was invented by a bodybuilder, a weightlifter who is in the business of the creation of new muscle fibers. And so to have something that's complementary and maybe a little bit softer, plus doux, on dit en français, the feeling of Pilates can actually help someone in their recovery from their Lagree workout. Which makes your studio really, really attractive to people on a daily basis.
Yeah, and I think also, like, as you said, on a daily basis, sometimes you have a rough day at work and you want to really kill it out and go to Lagree and have a strong experience, so you get all your energy out and you feel motivated again. And there are other days where you have no more energy. You're like drained from your day and you're just something a bit softer, but you still want to exercise. So that's why having both, I think it's very valuable for the business.
Would you recommend other business owners to do the same, to offer? Because there's a lot of people who are just Lagree, pure Lagree, or, there's in Nice here, there's a studio that does Lagree and High Rocks, which are very, very different, but could be complementary in a different way. Do you recommend this as a model for people to have both as an offer?
I think yes, if you're capable of delivering high quality in both. Because I see a lot of studio opening, being new, and they just want to surf the wave, as we said, and the quality is not there. The teacher may be good, but the service for the client are not there. So they're going to go for a big investment and not have reward because they're not investing also in the quality of the service, the customer experience and all of that. So rather do one thing well than are too many not well for me.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you. And I think that differentiating them is very important as well, because sometimes I hear just anecdotal stories of people who go to a Lagree class and it just felt kind of light or kind of easy. Yeah. And I think for you, it sounds like the important thing for you is that Lagree is Lagree. It's high intensity, it's low impact, and that Pilates is rehabilitative and alignment and stretching and posture. Right. So that each of them are true to the intent and the origin of the method.
And I think which is great with Lagree also is that because we have this training being done within the studio, you can really get the same level across your teacher. So they get to have the same experience when they train and the same qualification, which is very important.
Yeah, that's one thing I really admire about your coaches too. They take what they do very seriously, and I've really admired the high level of talent actually among your trainers. Thanks. And I was actually wondering if you could talk about, because it is the number one thing, in my opinion, that keeps studios open and active and keeps people coming back time and time again is the quality of the teachers. And so I was wondering what your process is in selecting people. This is a question everywhere in Europe where Lagree is new, and there are, there's lots of fitness trainers or Pilates trainers. How do you go about attracting people and coaches at such a high level that then become such sort of passionate aficionados of the Lagree method as well?
So what I think for me is really important is like most of it, I think the Lagree method is really great, but I also want people to be passionate about body and understanding the body function, because they're going to continue learning after the training and not just say, oh, I have my license and that's it. So that's why I want to look at for people who are really passionate about their job. So they would be interested in learning more and continuing education. Some of our teachers are already going for Lagree level 2 certification. So you see they have this motivation to learn more and be there. So that's where I see a big watch out when you hire a teacher. It's like, do the training, but it's more than that. It's just the beginning of your learning and your process. So this will enable you, but you need to continue growing and learning more. The second part is I ask them to experience the method ahead of the training a lot, because it's very important. I don't want them to come on the machine and say, whoa, what am I doing? Am I going to enjoy it or not? You need to fall in love with the method. Because if you fell in love with the method, you're going to share the method with your client in a different way than if you're just teaching another different class.
How much of a requirement do you make for the coaches who come to do the certification program with me or Ilona? How many times do they have to have practiced on the machine?
So we want them to practice as much as they can. Some of them will practice less because the training happened to be like in 3 weeks. Right. Some of them will practice more, but also we interview them on the machine. So they come and do a class with us. So you can see a person's face when they're on the machine. Either they love it or they hate it. Yeah. And you will see it directly. They all hate it at one moment of the part, but that's love and hate relationship you get. And you'll see they get challenged, they get interested and like, wow, I never thought that did before. It's so much fun. And they get a different feeling than, oh yeah, this is hard, but I can do it. I can hold it. I trained yesterday. That's why my legs are tired.
Well, and either they like it or they don't, And yes. So I've seen people who come and they do the training and that's it. They sort of fade, and then there are people who just like become these superstar trainers and teachers. And I think
that's high criteria for us when we recruit someone, and they need to fall in love with the method, fall in love with body function and learning more, because they're going to motivate the client and they're going to really learn a lot about it.
And so usually you discover them organically through your studios. They come to practice at your studio.
A lot of them also are clients.
Okay.
So some of them you teach your clients. They start as a client. They love it. They've been coming for years. Path. And then they say, well, I work full time, but I may have an evening free. Maybe I do the training, and can I teach at your place? I'm like, yeah, if you do the training and we have a good fit, let's do it. So they already love the studio, they love the method. So this is only a win-win for them, because they get out of their daily job, they're doing something they're passionate about it. And that's really the fantastic one.
And then sometimes their whole life changes because of it too. I've seen that, like I joke, but it's kind of partly true that half the people who do the certification are transitioning out of finance or banking or law into fitness.
A few of them in my pool now.
Right.
And some of them are talking about it right now. So we try to help them, process them, put them in touch with other teachers who've done the change. So that also building the community about it is very important.
Yeah. I'm just so impressed with your team and your crew, and I think it makes all the difference, and it's what makes it possible for you to expand, And one thing that I've noted, Pierrot is one coach that last time I did a certification, I came and took his class, and I do the sort of the basic level 1 on the micro and give them the basic exercises and the method. And then they take it and they do what they want with it. And what I was so impressed with is that Pierrot, and I'm sure a lot of the other coaches at your studio, have just really taken the micro machine as its own thing, not as a just a work at home machine or a compromise for the Mega Pro, but he's turned the micro into this machine and mastered the use of it for upper body, for lower body, for obliques. And so, I just see over and over again with the people at your studio that they are they're mastering the use of the machines that you have there and enabling you to expand. So
and they love spending their time on Lagree Academy, looking at new videos and posting. So they're really, like, as I say, passionate about the method and learning more. So that's what is the result of them being so good, I believe.
Yeah. I love hearing that, because I know there's a lot of people who do the certification and never open the Lagree Academy afterwards.
Well, trust me, they have to, because we get audited them and I say, well, it was the same routine as last week,
Yeah.
And they're like, uh-oh. So now we challenge them to get different. You can bring back the same routine, but also for them as a teacher, it's more fun to get out with different exercise and see the client progress in different exercise, and also it's a win-win for everyone.
For sure. I mean, I'm a level 3 master trainer. I do certifications all the time. And just yesterday, I was on my way home from Paris, and I was on the Lagree Academy, and I saw new things. There were new exercises, new variations that I had never seen before. And so, there's always stuff being added almost every week to the Lagree Academy. So bravo to your team for staying up to date. It shows.
They're very good. So I'm proud of them for sure.
Yeah. Well, me too. And it comes from the top. So congratulations to you.
Thanks.
And I feel like I say, I think that's giving you the ability to expand. And I want to talk about how you have then been able to, I guess, just stay in control of your life as you expand into Lausanne, into Bali, into Saint-Tropez, into these other businesses, because it's mind-boggling in some ways.
Well, thanks. Just for the record, I also have a family on the side, so holding my life, it's a hard work. Yeah. Because our nights are very short. We have 3 young kids below 3 years old, so struggling a lot. I think it's what drives us is passion. Like, I get challenges, and when I started the business, I wanted to bring Pilates at first, because that's the method I started with, and make it affordable for everyone, because I believe in the method and I believe you feel better doing it better. Then Lagree came, and I loved the method too, and I felt like people will also feel better with that. I see so many people getting injured with other practices. I'm not going to name some, but they come to Pilates and Lagree and say, I got elbow here, I got this here, I got my back here, and I'm like, now that I discovered those 2 methods, I have less pain, I feel much better, I'm stronger. And I'm like, yeah, you're working with your body weight, you're working in control, you have less impact, it's 100% positive. And I want to make that affordable, and I believe in the vision we have, so that's why I think we continuing expanding, and I try to have the team also believing in this vision. So that's why we able to go abroad, and we go in different studios and opening new cities, because at the end, it resonates with the clientele, with the teacher, and we believe in what we're doing.
And how did you choose your different satellite locations, Lausanne, Bali, Saint-Tropez?
So I think Switzerland was mostly population. So I'm based in Geneva. The next move makes sense was Lausanne because it's a big city next to us. There's other city where we're going to expand in Switzerland in 2026. So we're very excited for that. It's mostly based on what is the size of the population so we can make a profitable business out of it. Europe, France was one of my teachers. I believe in human, and that's also why I'm in this services, because we serve people. And one of my teachers said, I want to move to Saint-Tropez. And I was like, you're a great teacher. I love you. I want to keep you. Let's make it happen. So we started doing that and we went there. And via Saint-Tropez, we had some opportunity to go to Bali. And right now we have other teachers who say, I want to go to this country to live because my husband is getting transferred. I'm like, okay, if that's your dream, we'll help you make it happen. So because they're great teacher, we also take the opportunity to go with them wherever they wanted to go.
Wow, that's so amazing. So it just happens very organically in a sense that you have the people that can make it happen where you want to go, and then you help them with the investment in the organization, the business structure that makes that happen. Wow,
I think one day we may look at a different way to do it and also put ourselves in certain places which are more strategic. But at the end, we're in a business with teacher. If we have the good people, the business will succeed. So I'd rather go with the good people in the place they want to be than bad people in the place I need to be.
For sure. I thought it was just because you wanted to spend more time in Saint-Tropez and Bali.
No, to be honest, I'm from Saint-Tropez and I've never been to the studio so far.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So,
is it seasonal or is it all year round?
It's all year long, but we opened the Lagree studio in July, so we're seeing how it's going to go this winter, because there's a big drop for sure out of season, so we may have a coach going on holiday for a few months, but the goal is to keep it open most of the year for sure.
Fantastic. Oh, that's so
cool.
They're
still running in October and November, so that's not a problem. We may close December though.
So if I come to you and tell you I would love to open a studio in Vietnam, you'd be like, go for it. I'll help you. You'll do it.
Yeah, if you're part of my teacher and I know you and I trust you, for sure.
Yeah, that's amazing. Wow, good for you, Laura. That's really, really impressive. Just to maybe, you don't have to get too much into the nuts and bolts of it, but what to you are the keys for running a profitable Lagree studio or a profitable Lagree business? Like what are the calculuses that you think about, because it is tricky in a place like Saint-Tropez that has high rent, and how do you decide how much it costs for a class, how much you pay per rent, how much you pay your coaches? Like what is the calculus that you come to when you're thinking about how to keep your businesses profitable?
So rent, as I say, you want to get the cheapest you can. So that's about negotiation, taking the time to find the right place at the right cost. The teacher, you want to pay them a certain amount they can live. So you need to benchmark what is the price in your city of teacher. Don't go too low because you're going to lose them if a new studio open and they're going to go somewhere else. So you need to pay them well, but not too well. Otherwise, you're going to be at the bottom neck and you won't have any profit and you won't survive your business. So it's that sweet spot where they get paid and they motivate to stay, but you can still survive in terms of business. I think one part which is important is how do you want to position your business, because it depends also after a lot of the decision you make. I see a lot of studio opening into a high-end price, and I think it's great, but you need to have the high-end services behind. Some studio, and I don't think there's much in Lagree, they know we don't have low cost yet in Lagree, but I try to position myself as something that is affordable, because I want, as I said at first, I want people to come often because they will feel better. So to come often, you need to put a price where they can still afford to come more than once a week. I mean, general population, not only the Saint-Tropez superstar. So that's where you need to find your sweet spot. And so we do cut on certain things. Like if you come to our studio, except in Bali, because it's still hot, we don't get towel. But if you look at your business, printing a towel with your logo, laundering it every time you have a customer in has a super cost for you. And this is something you need to reflect to your price. So we made a choice of not having towel. Some clients may not like it, but at least we can serve the one we're targeting, the one who wants to come more often and can afford that. So those are the choice of like, where do you want to position yourself? And depending on that, you'll decide your pricing, and then all your services for the client will make sense towards it. Because you know where you are and you're not questioning, maybe I should do this because this studio is doing that. You need to be true to your roots, kind of. I hope I'm making myself clear.
Yeah. I like that. I feel like what you've articulated is that the business choices come from the deeper sort of underlying mission of making people feel better, making people's lives better. Like you said, coming from a very human and humanitarian spirit of just wanting to provide a space that's accessible, affordable, super high quality, and that gives people what they're coming for. And I think that that's a really beautiful calculus. I think it's
it's
probably
not easy
one of the
every
keys
day.
to your success. Yeah, sure, right.
But it's like something you need to think of when you position yourself. And there's a place for everyone wherever you want to be. You just need to be true to your core. Like all the decision will be easier after because you know what you stand for.
Yeah, being very clear about what your mission is, what you want your studio to be. Because I see a lot of studios that are, and you know, the focus is sort of the super high-end finishes and lighting and design, and that's what and they're successful as well. So it just kind of like you say, it has to come back to your focus, your dream, your vision, your mission, and what you're trying to accomplish.
And the studio will attract a good portion of client, and they position themselves premium, but you also want that premium space. Like you want that lining, you want that towel, you want that mirror everywhere. And it makes sense, and they're true to their core. So that's where it's successful, because they're answering the need in the right way with all the possible mean for them, for the client.
Yeah.
It's like if you go to a Michelin star and the cloth on the table is not iron. You're like, I'm in a Michelin star. This should be iron, you know? You have a certain expectation when you pay a certain price. So this is where I think for me it's important.
Yeah.
But I think adding to that, no matter the price you have, the quality of your teacher needs to be like perfect.
Yeah.
This is like a no-go.
Highest possible quality.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I feel like comes through loud and clear at your studios is and there's a spirit among the coaches that work for you of wanting to take it seriously. It's a vrai métier. It's a real career. It's a real, it's not just there are people who, I'm sure you have some part-time teachers too.
Yeah, we have some part-time, but it's not a real job. It's not their full job because it's a real job, but they have this passion.
They take it just as seriously and just as passionately.
Because they believe in it and they're passionate and they know it's what they do. It's important because they've been the client before.
When you look back at building this business, what things have you learned that you might do differently, or what advice might you give to someone looking to start a business or open a studio? Whether that be in Europe or anywhere else, because now you've opened them in different internationally. What are the main things that pieces of advice that you would give to people who are thinking of opening a studio that you've learned along the way that maybe you would do differently next time?
Not differently, but one thing that I thought was interesting when I started with Lagree, as I said, I was introduced to that mega former, and it took me 6 months to decide to open a studio. And that 6 months helped me learn the method, helped me physically feel the method. And it's easier than to share it. I see a lot of people doing, I want to do Lagree, and they reach out because we're offering the training and say, I never done Lagree before and I want to open a studio. And for me, that's what scares me, is like making a life change on something you don't know and you never experienced before. So take the time before starting your studio, or really make sure you love the method and you like it and you feel it with your body, because that's where you're going to share it better with your client. Don't be scared of competition, because a lot of people are like, I have some people calling me like, I want to open a studio in this country, but there's another studio and I'm so scared. I'm like, competition is positive.
100%.
It's good. It challenges you, make you think about what you're doing. Are you doing right? And do you have the right positioning and things like that? So it's good. And if what you do is great and with your heart, it will survive and you'll make good business out of it. So don't be scared of that. Do a business plan, because a lot of people think, it's easy money and we're just going to do it and it's easy, and it's not easy. You work when people don't work most of the time. So you need to realize that. And I do have, which is one of the challenges, like teachers say, I want to teach, but I can't teach on evening. I can't teach on the weekend. I'm like, when do you want to teach? On Friday at 4 p.m.? I have no one coming.
Yeah.
But it's true. I do have those people coming. So realize also that you're working when people are not working. So that's important. I think those are the big ones, because the team will be needed. You can't do it all by yourself. Don't be scared of competition, and learn the method in whatever you're launching and Lagree, because you need to feel it.
I love that. Those are such good points of advice, and I would love it if more people could take those ideas to heart, and that they could come from a very organic place of feeling the method in their body and being able to turn that passion for what they've just experienced physically into a beautiful and successful business like you've done.
Yeah.
So, well, Laura, thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure
for
talking with you. Yeah, this is, I think you're going to get, hopefully you'll get a lot more attention and bring a lot more people and coaches to your studio.
Wonderful.
From this. And I think a lot of people are going to really benefit from the advice that you have given, and from your example as an amazing business owner and human being and leader. And I just have so much respect for you, your business, and your coaches, and look forward to coming back to Geneva very soon.
Well, we'll see you soon, I think.
Thank you for joining me for this episode of Do You Lagree? I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. If so, please like, subscribe, and share. If you'd like to take your Lagree practice or teaching further, check out my book, 400 Lagree Routines, at chipmanlagree.com and on Amazon Kindle. There you'll find hundreds of classic full body, upper body, and lower body sequences to keep your workouts challenging and inspiring for many weeks to come. And please do connect with me on social media and my website for more conversations, tips, and upcoming episodes. And if you're enjoying the podcast, leaving a review is a great way to help others discover it. Until next time, be well, be strong, and keep shaking.